Good morning, Truth Seekers. How are you doing? Sorry if it's the evening where you are, but it's the morning where I am. So, good morning it is. I look like a British SAS serviceman today. Sorry about that, but it's very cold here in England. We have hit a real sub-zero snap, and it's our first one. So I'm kind of wrap up in my little cocoon and keep my vitality in. Because the weather's changing, by the way, rest more. Because your body's going under stress, because the new temperature changes. I mean, we go into stress in autumn, really, but now winter is in a few days' time. So it's really important to rest in these periods when the seasons are changing. So if you didn't know that, try and sleep more, but also get out in the sunlight. It's really important to get more sunlight in the winter. So try and get out in the morning sun. So, today I want to talk to you about you leading by example. It is the only way I have come to understand with anything. Because we can do all the meditation we want, and we can eat all the vegetables we want, and we can do all the trauma release we want, and we can do anything which is good for us, but I think it's very easy to get stuck into trying to preach to people about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and that sort of thing. And you think you've got to justify it, why you're doing it, whether that's changing the diet, whether that's changing your friends, whether that's changing the lifestyle, whether that's changing your job, whether that's actually changing some relationships as well. You don't have to justify anything, but you're leading by example. You are healing. Everybody knows inside right and wrong. It's their egos which have formed opinions which will start to maybe bite at you and say, why are you eating that many vegetables? Why don't you eat that much meat? Why don't you eat sugar? Why do you have to do meditation? Are you not just happy with the way you are? A classic demonic egoic response from someone that doesn't do meditation. And if they say that to you, you can always calmly turn around and say, we know the Buddhists actually class your age in the length of time you've been meditating. I've used that one a few times in retaliation. But I mean, it's the only way. And I myself have wasted far too much energy on people around me that don't understand what I do and why I do it, because they think the way they live is right. But to me, I think the way I act and the way I live and everything that I'm doing is an example to other people. And I think a classic example would be if you actually meditate more and you actually get rid of some of the junk inside of you and you release some of the fears and that sort of thing, you will be much calmer to be around. If you live a life which is more silent and you spend more time in silence, you actually, for people to be around you will be a pleasant experience. You don't need to tell them. They will feel it. They will feel your presence. They will feel your calmness. They might even ask you about why you are calm. And that is when you can maybe start telling people. You might even start to look healthy. If you start looking healthy from living well, people may say to you, God, you're a good weight, or you look good, you look like full of vitality and that sort of thing. And that's awesome. And people ask you, it's great to tell them, that especially those that are interested. Now I'm going to quote Jesus. I like to quote Jesus a lot, and he said, if people don't want to know, then dust your feet off, which means get rid of their dark energy that's absorbed on you, and move on. Dust your feet off. If you're talking from your spirit and your soul and people aren't understanding what you're saying, or you're talking about how you need to look after your body and your spiritual side, and people aren't getting you, they just don't understand, don't worry about it. Dust your feet off. And if people start having a pop, I think people will kind of start getting a bit narky if you actually get narky. If you start saying, well, you don't eat any vegetables and you don't meditate and you're below me because you don't do any of that stuff, that's when people will react. You don't have to do anything. And if people talk about detox, like saunas, and the classic one for me was coffee enemas, people going, why are you doing that? Because I've read that they're very, very good for you. And they will increase your vibration and lots of other wonderful things. But with actions really is the big one. I remember a friend of mine when I was younger, he was a friend in our group, and I used to go around with some right retrobates, some right Larry guys. And there was one guy who would never talk about anyone, he'd never... Effortlessly, he would just be himself, and he would never feel the need to do things that other guys did, aggressive stuff and that sort of thing. And everyone naturally liked him. He didn't go out telling everyone that they were doing things wrong and you shouldn't be doing this, because he accepted everyone around him. Accept people around you, but just live by example. People will follow in the end. Don't waste your energy. It's a classic ego trick to start telling people what they're doing is wrong. And that will only just give away your energy. Your energy will spill out, and you can't do that. Look after yourself physically and spiritually. I talk about this all the time. It's got to be a dual journey. And in the end, you'll attract probably the right friends and the right people, and friends and relations will say, awesome. You haven't been talking about it, you're just doing it. You're calm to be around, you look good, and you're spending more time in silence, and so that radiance will be much stronger. And that is our aim. Our aim is just to merge with that silence inside and that silence outside of us. What is outside is inside, what is inside is outside. Clearing all the crap out of us so we can feel that stronger. And that, friends, is the goal of our life, to connect with that energy around us, divine, God. And then very exciting things start to happen. So lead by example, don't give your energy away. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in what I do and you don't work with me, there's all the details below. And yeah, have a great day. Love you all. Sending you lots of love, light, motivation. Keep strong, keep healthy, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now. Tiddly peep.